If you just give me 10 minutes of your time and attention, and you follow my advice in this video, I will save you 20 plus years of your life from being wasted on your phone. I used to believe that the average teen spent around 4 hours a day on their phone. It turns out that it's more like 7 or 8. And if I do a little calculation, assuming that you're gonna live to 80 years old, that you got a phone at 13, and that you spent 8 hours every day on your phone, you will end up having spent around 195,000 hours, or around 22 whole years of your life on your phone. Over the years, I have made many changes to my phone that have absolutely destroyed my screen time. I'm talking about 5 hours a day to literally under 1 hour a day. And if you think I'm lying, here's proof. This is the only video you will ever need to watch on optimizing your phone and reducing your screen time. I'm going to start with the free, simple, low effort changes, and then I'm going to get into the more advanced setup later in the video. Before the video starts, if you want a free self-improvement course, it's the top link in the description. Now lock in and let's get into this video. The first simple change is to put your phone on silent mode and or do not disturb. You can turn silent mode on by flipping the switch on the side of your phone, and you can turn on do not disturb by opening up the menu in the top right of your phone and clicking do not disturb. These two changes have essentially the same effect. They both mute notifications and calls, but what I like about do not disturb is that you can't instantly see messages and you have to choose to swipe up to see all the messages that you have, the notifications that you have. I have both these settings on, but with the settings I'm going to show you later on in this video, these two are very optional. The first very difficult decision you need to make, probably the most difficult throughout this entire video, is deleting distracting apps. This means TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, all your social medias, and it also means deleting mobile games. All of the apps on your phone that you spend the most time on, that you waste the most time on, those are the ones that need to just go. The biggest change that you can make for your screen time, to lower your screen time on your phone, is deleting distracting apps. They don't serve you, they don't have a purpose, they just waste your time. If I were to ask you right now if you waste time on these apps, you'd be lying if you said no. And so since you've already admitted it, you already know that these apps are bad for you. There's no reason for you not to delete them. And honestly, if you feel like you can't delete them, if you feel this resistance to getting these apps off your phone, think about how crazy that is. How these algorithms and social medias have so much power over you that you simply can't go without them. Nothing should ever hold that much power over you ever. You need to take back control. Go delete the apps right now. I trust you'll make the right decision. And later on in this video, I will show you how to optimally view your social medias through a browser. But to be honest, with apps like TikTok or Snapchat, you shouldn't be using them at all. Now that you have only necessary apps on your phone, what you want to do is delete all the apps from your home screen. This setup will prime you for a more advanced change that I'm going to show you at the end of this video. Or if you're not going to do that, it's just a great way to spend less time on random apps. Because what will happen when you have a bunch of apps on your homepage is you're going to open your phone, and then one of them is going to pop out at you and you're going to click on it. And you're not going to think about clicking on it, you're just going to do it. And if you have that extra step of having to go to the search menu and look up the app that you want to use, you're going to be a little bit more intentional. Doing this is pretty easy. When you go to remove an app, there's an option to remove it from your homepage, so you just click that instead of actually deleting it. I recommend doing this for all of your apps except a few essentials that you like to use at the bottom. The next two settings that I'm going to show you are a little combo, and it's to turn off Face ID and to create a long password. If you go into settings and you go to Face ID and passcode, there will be an option for you to change your password. I set up a letter password that sort of works as a reminder for me to be intentional when I go on my phone. And then if you go back to the same place, Face ID and passcode, you can turn off iPhone unlock at the very top, which makes it so that you can't unlock your phone with your Face ID. These settings and the next two that I'm about to show you are the best way to stay off your phone when you shouldn't be going on it. Now these next two settings that I was just talking about actually need to be turned off because they are already on your phone. And you've probably never noticed that these are changeable settings because of how built in they are into iPhones. And these two settings are raise to wake and tap to wake. You know how when you pick up your phone, it just turns on? You didn't click anything, you didn't do anything. When you pick it up and you turn it around to look at your face, it just lights up. It makes it super easy for you to open your phone without thinking. And you also probably didn't notice that you always tap your iPhone screen to unlock it. You never click the power button. These are the two settings that you are going to turn off right now. You can turn off tap to wake by going to accessibility and then touch, and you can turn off raise to wake by going to display and brightness. Once you turn off these settings, you won't be able to just pick up your phone to have it turn on, and you also won't be able to tap your screen to turn it on. To wake up your phone, you'll have to click the power button. It's been so helpful for me over the past year to be more mindful about not opening my phone when I don't need to. The next change is a very important one, and it's pretty simple. It's just to turn off all of your notifications, except for necessary notifications. I recommend going into settings and then notifications and turning off every single notification for every single app, except for maybe messages and some other essential apps that you need to use. Because for most apps, you barely use them and you don't need to be getting notifications from them. Besides messages, every other app on my phone has notifications turned off. This last simple change that I have is one that a lot of people find pretty weird, but it definitely is helpful. And it's to turn on the grayscale color filter. If you go to accessibility, display and text sizes, and then color filters, you can turn on the grayscale color filter. This turns your phone into black and white. Imagine if you had to watch only black and white movies. It would be pretty boring, right? You wouldn't be as engaged or as interested because there's no color. It's just not as interesting to look at. This is the effect that you want this filter to have with your phone. If you go and turn on grayscale right now, you can see how less interesting, less stimulating this video is. I know this one still might seem weird, but trust me, try it out for a little bit and you'll see that it helps. Now let's move on to the advanced setup, where I'm gonna show you some changes that are more time consuming and take more effort to make, but they are very, very helpful. The first part of this setup is to block apps during a certain time frame. You can use apps like Freedom or Opal, but I just like to use the Screen Time app because of how simple it is and how easy it is to just give your parent or someone trusted the passcode to it, and then you can set up anything you want without being able to turn it off. There's so many different settings that you can turn on with Screen Time alone that will be very, very helpful. But what I want to focus on right now is just downtime. Like I said, give the password to someone trusted so that they can put in the password for you. You'll never know what it is, and you can turn on downtime from night till morning. In my opinion, you should probably turn off all apps on your phone 30 minutes before your bedtime, and also probably a couple hours after you wake up in the morning, because your sleep is very important, and actually having a productive morning is also important. This next change that I'm going to show you will turn your iPhone into a dumb phone. For these next two settings, I made an entire video on this, so if you want to see it more in depth, click on this video right here. But I think the explanation that I'm going to give in this video is good enough. The app that I use to make my phone look like this is called Dumphone, and it does cost $5, but it's only a one-time purchase. It isn't a perfect app or customization, but it works well, and I like how it looks. All you have to do is add the apps that you want to Dumphone, add your widget to the homepage, and change the background so that it matches the color of the widget, and there you go. Your phone now looks and functions as a regular dumb phone would. Like I promised earlier, I'm gonna now show you how to optimize your social medias through a browser. The app I use to do this is called Safari Adblock, and obviously you have to use Safari for this. It's the only way that I found to actually block specific elements on a page. I didn't find any other app that could do this, but if you do find one, leave it down in the comment section. Once you have the extension downloaded and you've enabled it on Safari, you then have to get the premium version. And yes, you can pay for this, but you can also just get it completely for free if you refer 3 friends. Once you have the premium version, all you have to do is go to custom, put in whatever website you want, click on custom element blocker, and you can block any element on that page. You can customize it exactly how you want it. When you're in the page, there's a section at the top right called rules, and I actually have a copy and paste code for YouTube and Instagram that if you just copy them in there when you type in youtube.com or instagram.com, then it will fully optimize it for you. Some people from my other video have been saying there are some problems with it, but by the time this video comes out, there should be no problems. I'm gonna be completely honest here. None of this video will help you unless you decide that this is the end. This is the end of you being addicted to your phone, of wasting time on your phone. This is the time where you change. You need to get busy. You need to take action in real life and do things constantly and just work on yourself if you want to spend less time on your phone. You need to mentally commit to this change that you are making, to not only spending less time on your phone, but spending more time doing good things for you in real life. These settings will only help you if you let them. Go out there every single day and take action and work on yourself and make the firm decision that you aren't going to be spending hours on your phone every single day again. This is the final change, but it is the most important one and is not some simple setting change. It's a mindset shift. If this mindset shift does not happen, you will not spend any less time on your phone. And this video would have been a complete waste of your time. I really hope that you make this mindset shift. And as always, never stop improving. You'll be grateful for it later.